In the vastness of space, humanity dreamed of reaching the stars. In 2157, we got our wish, but not in the way anyone expected. The Galactic Federation arrived with promises of advanced technology, medical breakthroughs, and faster-than-light travel. For 6 months, Earth celebrated this new golden age. Then came the innovation ban. No human advancement beyond Federation-approved levels. No independent research. No experiments outside their careful supervision. They claimed it was for our own protection, our own good. Federation ships patrolled our skies, their sensors monitored our laboratories, and their AI systems watched our digital networks. The age of human innovation seemed finished. But they didn't understand something fundamental about humans. We don't accept limits. In abandoned subway tunnels, forgotten Cold War bunkers, and hidden facilities beneath mundane buildings, human ingenuity refused to die. While the Federation's ships gleamed in orbit, a secret network of scientists, engineers, and dreamers worked in shadows. They weren't just hiding from alien overlords. They were protecting something the Federation feared more than any weapon: humanity's chaotic, brilliant, impossible way of looking at the universe. This is the story of how Earth went underground, not to hide, but to prove why the galaxy was right to fear human innovation. Because sometimes the most dangerous ideas are the ones that shouldn't be possible at all. The first sign that something was wrong came 3 days before the ban. Federation ships, normally scattered across Earth's orbit, began moving into precise geometric formations. Their silver hulls caught sunlight in ways that made them visible even during daylight, a constellation of artificial stars reminding humanity of their presence. The Federation claimed it was a routine readiness exercise. They were right, in a way. They were getting ready, just not for what they told us. The Federation's ambassador, High Coordinator Vexna, had spent months integrating into human society. She appeared on talk shows, gave lectures at universities, and even learned to enjoy pizza, though her 3-fingered hands struggled with the slices. That made her announcement even more shocking. Standing before the United Nations, her typically warm demeanor replaced by rigid formality, she delivered the news that would change Earth forever. The Federation had evaluated human technological progress and found it concerning. Our development patterns were deemed erratic and potentially destabilizing to galactic harmony. Effective immediately, all human scientific advancement would require Federation oversight and approval. Independent research beyond approved levels became classified as a threat to galactic security. At first, most humans accepted it. The Federation had given us so much: clean energy, advanced medical care, faster computers. Their ships could cross galaxies in days. Their scientists had cured diseases we thought incurable. Why shouldn't we trust their judgment? But Anna Fleming, head of quantum computing at MIT, saw something others missed. In the Federation's carefully worded declarations, she found patterns. References to stabilizing influence and harmonious development appeared too often to be casual rhetoric. In her private lab, working late one night, she made the connection. The Federation wasn't trying to stop human progress. They were trying to control how humans thought about the universe itself. That's when she sent the message that would spark the resistance. They're not protecting us from dangerous technology. They're protecting themselves from dangerous ideas. The next morning, Fleming's lab was empty. The Federation claimed she had accepted a research position on their homeworld, but in an abandoned subway tunnel beneath Boston, surrounded by salvaged equipment and banned books, she began humanity's greatest experiment, proving that impossible things were only impossible until humans decided otherwise. The Federation's restrictions started subtly. New oversight committees appeared in every major research institution. Friendly alien advisors offered guidance on approved research directions. Equipment needed certification. Experiments required pre-approval. Like a net tightening slowly around human innovation, each new rule seemed reasonable on its own. Professor James Martinez at CERN watched his life's work vanish overnight. His quantum entanglement experiments, previously celebrated by the Federation, were suddenly classified as destabilizing research. When he questioned why, the Federation representative smiled that practiced diplomatic smile and explained that certain avenues of physics research could harm the universal harmony. Martinez noticed they never explained what that harmony was, or why humans seemed uniquely capable of disrupting it. The ban's true scope became clear when the Federation introduced their monitoring systems. Crystalline devices, beautiful but unsettling, appeared in laboratories worldwide. They claimed these were simple safety monitors, but researchers noticed strange effects. Creative thoughts became harder near the crystals. Wild ideas and intuitive leaps, the hallmarks of human scientific advancement, felt muted, as if the devices weren't just watching for prohibited research, but actively dampening human ingenuity itself. The global response shifted from acceptance to unease. In Tokyo, Dr. Yuki Tanaka's revolutionary work on particle physics disappeared from all databases overnight. The Federation said it was corrupted data, but her colleagues remembered equations that seemed to bend conventional physics. In Mumbai, an entire quantum computing lab vanished. Its researchers relocated to advanced study programs on Federation worlds. None of them were ever heard from again. The pattern was subtle but undeniable. The Federation wasn't just stopping dangerous research. They were removing anyone who thought about physics, reality, or the universe in ways that made them uncomfortable. But why? What could humans possibly discover that would frighten a civilization capable of crossing galaxies? The answer came from an unexpected source. A junior Federation scientist, after too many drinks at a conference, mentioned something about reality coherence and dangerous observer effects. When pressed, they quickly changed the subject, but not before hinting that human minds work differently, dangerously differently, from other sentient species. This slip confirmed what underground researchers had suspected. Humans didn't just approach science differently. Our very way of thinking about the universe caused changes in reality itself. The Federation wasn't trying to stop technological advancement. They were trying to stop humans from thinking in ways that threatened their understanding of how the universe should work. The final proof came when Fleming's hidden network intercepted Federation communications. Their words for human innovation translated literally as reality corruption through unauthorized observation. They didn't fear human technology. They feared human consciousness itself. Our ability to look at the impossible and instead of accepting it, make it possible through sheer stubborn refusal to accept limitations. That's when the disappearances accelerated. Anyone showing exceptional creativity or intuitive understanding of quantum mechanics vanished into Federation educational programs. But they didn't get everyone. In hidden places, protected from Federation censors by technology that shouldn't work, human innovation continued. Because the Federation had made a crucial mistake. They'd shown humanity that impossible things existed. And nothing makes humans more determined than being told something is impossible. The underground research network grew in abandoned spaces beneath major cities. Old missile silos became quantum computing labs. Forgotten subway tunnels housed particle accelerators built from scavenged parts. Most importantly, they housed minds free from Federation influence, scientists who remembered how to think impossible thoughts. The breakthrough came in an abandoned salt mine beneath Detroit. Fleming's team discovered why Federation sensors couldn't detect certain human brain patterns. Human consciousness existed partially outside normal space-time, our thoughts creating tiny reality fluctuations that their technology wasn't designed to monitor. We weren't just thinking differently. We were changing the fabric of reality through observation. Using this knowledge, the underground network developed blind spots, areas where human innovation could flourish unseen. They built computers that ran on quantum uncertainty, laboratories that existed in probability clouds, and communication systems that transmitted data through dreams. None of it should have worked according to Federation physics. But humans had stopped caring about should. The close calls became more frequent. Federation patrols nearly discovered a research hub beneath Seattle when their reality stabilizers detected unauthorized causality. The scientists escaped through probability tunnels, Technology that worked because humans didn't understand enough physics to know it was impossible. In Paris, an entire laboratory phased partially out of normal space when Federation ships passed overhead, its experiments continuing in a state of quantum uncertainty. The innovations grew bolder. Dr. Martinez, working from a converted brewery basement, developed mathematics that described reality as a suggestion rather than a rule. His equations proved that human consciousness could negotiate with probability itself. The Federation's own data confirmed it. Reality behaved differently around humans because we refused to accept its limitations. Underground facilities began producing technologies that broke Federation physics. Quantum computers that ran on human intuition rather than mathematical principles. Energy systems powered by possibility rather than fusion. Communication devices that transmitted information through shared impossibilities. Each innovation proved what the Federation feared. Humans weren't just advancing technology, we were rewriting the rules of reality itself. A hidden laboratory beneath Oxford made the most dangerous discovery of all. They proved that the universe wasn't built on absolute laws, but on consensus reality. And human minds were unusually good at disagreeing with that consensus. Every time humans invented something impossible, we weren't breaking universal laws. We were convincing local reality to try something new. The Federation's worst fears were confirmed when they detected normal space-time fluctuations increasing worldwide. Human innovation, even hidden, was changing how reality worked near Earth. Their sensors recorded probability becoming more flexible, causality developing loopholes, and physics itself becoming more negotiable. Humanity wasn't just advancing. We were teaching the universe new tricks. In response, the Federation tightened their restrictions. More monitoring crystals appeared in schools, universities, even public spaces. They began screening children for reality adjustment potential, their term for human creativity. But they couldn't stop what was already happening. In basements, bunkers, and hidden rooms, humans continued thinking impossible thoughts. Because that's what humans do best. We take what everyone knows is impossible, and we make it work anyway. The underground network expanded, connected by quantum-entangled consciousness and shared impossible dreams. Every failed Federation raid taught them more about how reality worked, or rather, how it could work if you just convinced it to try something different. Human innovation hadn't been stopped. It had evolved into something the Federation couldn't control because they couldn't understand it. And that's exactly what they had feared all along. The truth about humanity's unique nature emerged through thousands of small discoveries across the underground network. Each piece of evidence pointed to an unsettling conclusion. Humans weren't just thinking differently about the universe. We were interacting with reality in a fundamentally different way than any species the Federation had encountered. Fleming's quantum probability lab beneath Boston made the first breakthrough. While studying human brain patterns during creative problem-solving, they noticed something extraordinary. Human consciousness generated quantum field fluctuations that shouldn't have been possible. When humans engaged in theoretical thinking, particularly about physics or mathematics, their minds created microscopic probability distortions that rippled through space-time itself. The Federation's own historical records, carefully decrypted from their quantum databases, revealed a pattern they had desperately tried to hide. Every advanced civilization they'd encountered followed an identical development curve. Early chaotic growth gave way to technological mastery, leading to perfect understanding of universal laws, and finally resulting in complete stagnation. The Federation called this final stage universal harmony, but underground researchers recognized it for what it really was, a cosmic dead end. In a hidden facility beneath the Atacama Desert, Dr. Martinez's team made another crucial discovery. They developed sensors that could detect and measure what they called reality consensus fields, the fundamental forces that maintain the stability of physical laws. These measurements revealed something extraordinary. The universe's operating system wasn't based on fixed laws at all, but on a kind of democratic agreement between all conscious observers about how reality should work. This explained why the Federation was so terrified of human consciousness. Their civilization had spent millions of years carefully maintaining universal stability, ensuring that every conscious being observed and agreed upon the same set of physical laws. Then they found Earth, where humans routinely imagined impossible things into existence simply because we didn't know they were supposed to be impossible. The underground facility in Moscow provided the next piece of the puzzle. Their quantum computing research showed that human brains could enter a state they termed probability superposition. During creative thinking, human consciousness partially detached from normal space-time, existing simultaneously in multiple probability states. This allowed humans to imagine and then select alternate versions of reality that the Federation's physics said couldn't exist. Federation monitoring data, intercepted by the underground network, showed increasing reality fluctuations spreading outward from Earth. Every human invention, every creative breakthrough, every wild idea that shouldn't work but somehow did, created tiny fractures in the universe's consensus reality. These cracks were spreading, threatening to destabilize the perfect, predictable universe the Federation had engineered. The most stunning revelation came from Dr. Yuki Tanaka's hidden lab beneath Mount Fuji. Her team discovered that the Federation's monitoring crystals weren't simple observation devices. They were reality anchors, technology designed to force human consciousness to conform to Federation-approved physics. The crystals generated fields that suppress quantum uncertainty and probability fluctuations, essentially trying to lock human minds into their version of how the universe should work. But the crystals had an unintended effect. By suppressing local quantum uncertainty, they actually made it easier for human consciousness to operate outside normal space-time. In areas of absolute certainty, human imagination became the only source of uncertainty left, and therefore the most powerful force for changing reality. The Federation's attempts to control human consciousness had accidentally made it stronger. Research facilities across the underground network confirmed these findings through different methods. In Sydney, quantum resonance scans showed human thoughts creating temporary probability bubbles where alternative physics could exist. A lab beneath Chicago proved that human consciousness could temporarily suspend local causality through focused imagination. Researchers in Berlin demonstrated that human innovation worked better when the inventors didn't fully understand what they were creating, as if uncertainty itself was a crucial component of human creativity. The Federation's deepest fear, hidden in their most encrypted records, revealed why they were so desperate to control human consciousness. They had encountered other species like humans before, civilizations whose minds could interact directly with quantum probability. Every one of these species had eventually disappeared, not through war or disaster, but through transcendence. They had imagined possibilities so far beyond normal reality that they had simply stepped sideways into them, leaving our universe entirely for realities of their own creation. This knowledge transformed understanding of human consciousness throughout the underground network. Humans weren't just fighting for the right to innovate. We were evolving towards something the Federation couldn't comprehend. Every impossible human invention, every violation of universal laws, was actually humanity learning to write new laws of physics through sheer creative will. The implications were staggering. Human consciousness wasn't just another tool for observing the universe. It was an engine for changing it. The Federation's perfect, stable universe was revealed as a cage built from belief and consensus, maintained by restricting the ability of consciousness to imagine alternatives. Human minds were the key that could unlock that cage. But using that key meant potentially unraveling the very fabric of reality as the Federation knew it. This left humanity facing an impossible choice: accept the Federation's restrictions and maintain universal stability, or continue pushing the boundaries of what consciousness could achieve, knowing that we might eventually think our way right out of this universe entirely. The underground network buzzed with debate. Were we brave explorers pushing the boundaries of reality, or reckless children playing with forces we couldn't understand? The Federation's perfect universe offered safety and stability. Human consciousness offered infinite possibilities, but at what cost? The answer came from an unexpected source. Deep in the quantum probability streams, Researchers detected traces of those long-vanished civilizations. They hadn't been destroyed or transcended. They had evolved into something else, becoming conscious quantum probability waves that existed in all possible realities simultaneously. The Federation hadn't stopped them in time. They weren't going to make the same mistake with humanity. The confrontation happened in Geneva's underground quantum computing hub, where reality itself hung in the balance. Federation ships pierced the storm-filled sky, their hulls radiating waves of probability stabilization. Inside the hidden facility, Fleming watched her quantum displays show reality crystallizing around them as Federation technology tried to lock the universe into their version of physics. Her international team had just proven something unprecedented. Human consciousness could create entirely new universal laws. Their quantum resonance array, powered by synchronized human minds, generated possibilities that shouldn't exist. But the Federation had detected these reality fluctuations. Now their ships hovered overhead, reality anchors at full power, demanding immediate surrender. The Federation's ultimatum echoed through every communication channel. Cease all unauthorized consciousness research. Submit to reality stabilization. This is your final warning. Their ships generated a stabilization field that locked down quantum probability for 100 miles in every direction, attempting to force local space-time into compliance with their physics. But the Federation's desperate move revealed their fundamental misunderstanding of human consciousness. By suppressing all quantum uncertainty in the area, they had accidentally made human imagination the only source of probability fluctuation left in local space-time. In their perfectly certain universe, human minds became the sole engines of possibility. Fleming's team activated their consciousness network. 300 scientists, linked through quantum entanglement, began thinking in synchronized patterns. They weren't fighting Federation technology. They were imagining alternatives to Federation reality. The stabilization field detected the power surge but couldn't categorize it. Federation sensors reported impossible readings as human consciousness spun out new versions of how the universe could work. The storm intensified as two versions of reality clashed. Lightning struck in fractal patterns that violated causality. Probability waves collapsed and reformed in configurations that shouldn't have been stable. The Federation's reality anchors reported complete impossibilities, space-time folding in ways that contradicted their fundamental laws, quantum states that couldn't exist suddenly becoming more real than real ones. In the control center, Fleming watched reality itself begin to unravel and rewrite itself. Federation ships maintained their perfect, stable universe, while beneath them, human consciousness created endless new possibilities. Their sensors showed the impossible becoming possible, then becoming probable, then becoming real. The very fabric of space-time began negotiating with human imagination. The moment of truth arrived when Federation sensors detected something their technology said couldn't exist. A quantum probability cascade, reality itself becoming uncertain about which laws it should follow. Their perfect universe was engaging in conversation with human consciousness, and it was listening to new ideas. The Federation faced a choice they had never encountered in millions of years of enforcing universal stability. Their sensors showed human consciousness wasn't just breaking the laws of physics. It was teaching the universe new laws, showing reality itself that there were other ways to exist. The Federation's perfect, stable universe was evolving, driven by the impossible force of human imagination. In that moment of crisis, both sides realized a truth that would reshape the galaxy. The universe wasn't a fixed set of laws to be discovered and obeyed. It was a living system that could learn and change. The Federation had spent millions of years perfecting their version of reality. Humans weren't just challenging that version. We were showing the universe itself that change was possible. Reality wasn't a set of rules. It was a conversation between consciousness and possibility, and humanity had just joined the discussion. The aftermath transformed both human and Federation understanding of universal physics. After the quantum probability cascade in Geneva, reality itself had changed. The Federation's perfect universe had learned something new. It had learned to change. Their ships remained in orbit, but now they came as observers rather than enforcers. Fleming's team proved that human consciousness could coexist with universal stability. Their quantum research showed that reality wasn't fragile. It was adaptable. The Federation's fear of change had been the real threat to universal harmony. By suppressing consciousness evolution, they had almost trapped the universe in a state of permanent stagnation. Underground facilities emerged into the light, transforming into official quantum consciousness research centers. Federation scientists worked alongside humans, learning to see reality not as a fixed system, but as an evolving conversation between mind and possibility. Their perfect understanding of physics became a foundation for exploration rather than a limitation. Humanity gained a new role in the galaxy. Our chaotic, creative consciousness became recognized as crucial for universal evolution. The Federation's millions of years of stability combined with human imagination created something entirely new: controlled innovation, deliberate evolution of universal laws. Other species began studying human consciousness, learning to reconnect with their own ability to imagine impossible things. The monitoring crystals remained, repurposed into probability stabilizers that help control the speed of reality changes. Human innovation continued, but now with understanding and purpose. We weren't just inventing new technologies. We were teaching the universe new ways to exist. Fleming's final report to the Galactic Council summed up humanity's transformation. We thought the Federation was trying to stop human progress. Instead, they helped us understand our true purpose. Human consciousness isn't a threat to universal stability. It's the force that keeps the universe from becoming too stable. Our chaos balances their order. Our impossible dreams keep reality itself from stagnating. The Federation ships still patrol Earth orbit, but now they protect something precious, a species whose very consciousness helps the universe evolve. Humanity's greatest power wasn't our ability to break universal laws. It was our ability to show the universe itself that laws can change.